Hi YouTube, it's Tessa. I'm coming to you today. It is Thursday, November 9th, 2017. I have two other videos I'm going to put up today that are from last week, and I just never got them uploaded. Just came back from a trip to Florida. My mom, my sister, and my sister's kids, her three girls, we all went down and visited my daughter in Fort Lauderdale and enjoyed a nice little 5-day vacation. Just us girls. It was a nice girls trip. Spent some time with my daughter and actually her husband. I guess one day we actually did spend some time with him too. It was a nice trip. It was just a nice little breakaway, and I had myself set up very well as far as my eBay went. My son and my husband were both here to pack my eBay orders as they came in, so I didn't have to turn off anything or extend my handling time, so that was nice. And I still had money coming in, and I completely funded my trip with my eBay money, so that was even nice. And my eBay is definitely done really well. And and what I was actually saying too was that I set myself up so I had about 40 listings or 40 drafts that I had already completed the drafts and had all the pictures. And so each night I would get on my computer for just a few minutes. I would upload 5 to 10 listings, upload those pictures, and get those listings to go live. And it was just really nice because it kept my eBay going and I didn't have to stress about it, and everything was nice. So we actually have a trip coming up for Thanksgiving where me, my husband, and my son are going to go down and visit my daughter and stay for Thanksgiving. It's kind of our first big holiday away from home. We thought that it was a good time. My husband had some days off, so we're going to go down and stay with them for a week, which will be nice because it's 46 degrees here in North Carolina today and 81 degrees in Fort Lauderdale. So I am looking forward to a week in the sun and the warm weather. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I don't normally do sold videos because I typically have sold about 2 items a day. My eBay for the past couple of years has been pretty consistent, 1 to 2 items a day. Sometimes I'll skip a day or two, but for the most part, 1 to 2 items a day is what I actually ship out. And I really didn't think that was worth messing with, a sold video for. So, but things have really started picking up. And this week I think I had 1 day where I shipped out 2 items, but the rest of the week I've shipped out at least 4 items every single day. So actually on Monday morning I shipped out 7, and that was after my husband had already shipped out, I think like 6 on Saturday. And I shipped out 2 on Tuesday. I shipped out another 4 on Wednesday. And I woke up this morning after I had already requested a pickup from the USPS last night, because I request my pickup each night so that the post office comes and picks them up and I don't have to go anywhere. And I had already requested a pickup for 3 items, and then woke up this morning, I already had 3 more. So I had a total of 6 orders going out. And then as I was getting ready, I had another order come in. So, and these are not high dollar items, but it really does add up. I'm pretty much back to the same amount in my PayPal that I had before I left for Florida last week. And that's after I spent money. I paid for a tank of gas. We paid to go into a little like zoo thing called Butterfly World, and it's butterflies and insects and birds and things like that. I paid for that. I paid for all my food. We left money for my daughter before we left so that she had money for what she had put out for us for food. So like I completely funded this trip with PayPal. And so this is one of those things that makes me very thankful for this business and that I'm able to do this from home. So it's one of those reasons, it's kind of my why. And I just thought I'd share that with you today because I'm very excited with where my business is going and that I was able to do that without stressing. I didn't have to take any money out of the checking account while I was gone. My husband didn't have to worry about whether I was spending money and he was spending money at the same time. And it was just awesome. So it was just nice. So moving on, I'm going to show you my solds for the day, the things that are actually going out. And my other video that I talked about a bulk.com order that I had gotten. And I had made a mistake myself when I was looking through all the cases and pallets. I decided to start with a case because it was smaller. I didn't really want to go to the $200 cost of shipping a pallet to me just yet, because I haven't done very many of these bulk orders. So I decided on a case. And I really was looking for either the brand new or the like new items. I really was looking for less risk at this point. And somehow I ended up clicking on uninspected returns. And maybe I was just looking at it out of curiosity, but I got totally confused and ended up ordering a case of uninspected return items. Now, I am going to make my money back on it. I've already sold a few things. Probably already got a third of my money back, as a matter of fact. But and we were able to send a few things into Amazon that should sell. And actually, one of those did sell actually this morning, I think, on Amazon. So we definitely are going to make our money back on it, but I'm probably not going to make much of a profit. So it's lesson learned. Be careful what you're ordering on bulk.com. I know there have been a lot of people that have had really good luck with it, and they've even ordered uninspected returns, and they've ordered pallets, so they've had tons of stuff, and they've had to spend time working on the packages, because if you get an uninspected returns, the outer packages has a tendency to be pretty messed up. So when someone buys a toy or they buy an item and they take it home and they think it's theirs, they pretty much tear the box up because they don't care about the box. So if it comes back for any reason, typically those items are going to be messed up. Now, there were a couple things that were completely sealed. The item that sold this morning was still sealed, had never been opened. We had, and that one, we probably will make our money back plus $5 or $6 on it once Amazon gives us our proceeds. I had one item that wouldn't even sell on eBay, and then we went to the flea market and it didn't sell there, so I turned around and donated it to Goodwill. So like I didn't make any money off of that one. My price per item ended up being about $8.25, which is a little steep. I don't typically buy things that cost that amount of money. The things we buy typically at thrift stores are going to cost us just a couple dollars, sometimes even less. So we really very rarely go up on that price or pay up for things. So this was definitely a mistake on my part. Learn the lesson. I will be more careful the next time I order something from bulk. But moving on, this is actually a bulk.com item. This was an Air Hogs Hyper Stunt drone. It's a micro drone, so it's a very small one, but the box is pretty tore up. And we have no idea how the box got tore up, but when you open the inside of the package, it actually is still all completely there. Everything's in the package. The inner package is in good shape. Doesn't look like the drone was harmed in any way. So unless there is some other issue within the drone, we shouldn't have any issues with this particular sale. Excuse me, that time of season, getting that scratchy throat. So this item actually sold for $12.99 plus shipping. So we will probably just make our money back on this one, plus maybe $1 or so by the time we pay fees. I typically make a couple dollars on the shipping, and that kind of covers my eBay and my PayPal fees. So I may make a couple dollars on it plus get my money back. So that's good. I'm at least getting my money back. And at this point, that's really kind of all I'm hoping for. So hoping that this one doesn't come back as a return to me. The next item I have, and this is actually kind of an interesting one itself. It's kind of funny sometimes where we have gotten our stuff. We did a Salvation Army auction last year, 2016, I think, probably back in like June. And we ended up buying 2 bins of items. You couldn't see everything in the bin. You had to just dig through it once you paid for it. Then you could take it out in the parking lot, dig through it, take whatever you wanted. They put everything back in a bin and try to sell it again. So, and that was pretty much what we did. We had 2 bins. We paid it was either $24 or $28 for both bins. It was like 14 for one and 9 for the other or something like that. And so we really paid almost nothing for them. We pretty much made our money back within just a couple weeks on that bin. Actually, may have been less than that. And we donated a lot of stuff. There was a lot of dishes that got donated back. We had a ton of records that we ended up giving to my son because he has a record collection, vinyl collection. And there was just tons and tons of stuff in this and lots of toys. It was the reason why I chose the bin that I chose, because it had toys in it. And some things I sold on Facebook. So I had a whole bunch of baby toys, baby rattles. I grouped them together, sold them on Facebook, did a porch pickup on Facebook, and the lady came and picked up a whole bag of toys and paid like $5. And then there was a bunch of puzzles that were all complete kids puzzles, like little, like 45-piece puzzles. I sold a whole set of those that still had all the pieces, and I sold them all for $10. So like it was so easy to make the money back, and it literally didn't take me any time. One of the best finds that I found out of that auction was an American Girl doll that was down in a Sterilite container. They had kept it in a container with all the clothes and a horse. The horse was actually our generation, but all of the clothes and the doll were all American Girl. I ended up selling all of it on Facebook for $125. So anything else that we didn't sell after that really hasn't mattered to me because we made our money back, at that point multiple times. So we've been very happy with that auction. We have not done another one because I just don't have room in our garage, and it literally took up our whole living room that day. We piled our car so full that if we got in an accident, they probably wouldn't have been able to dig me out of the car because I was covered in stuff. So we've kind of been waiting to get ourselves set up again where we have room in our garage to actually sort through and deal with it. And sorry, I didn't realize I was jiggling the camera around there. Talking with my hands again. Y'all can't see it, but I talk with my hands. So at any rate, so we've been kind of waiting until one, we want a truck so that we can haul stuff, but two, we also want room in our garage. So it's kind of been a project that we would like to start doing. And the other thing is we did it on my husband's on his vacation that year. He did a kind of staycation and he worked on eBay, and I would prefer not to go to that part of town by myself and try to do, a whole bin and load it into a car completely by myself. And I don't really have anybody that would want to go with me. So again, it's just, multiple reasons. We're kind of waiting until we get ourselves set up where it's easier to do. So all that being said, this is a baby Einstein's toy. It actually speaks in 2 different languages. Actually, you know what? This one does not speak in 2 different languages. This one is colors. I actually have another one. I think it's an octopus, and it does speak in 2 different languages, but that came from the same auction. But at any rate, so this one is a Munchkin's Mozart Magic Cube. And I tested it. It works. It lights up. It does music. It does all these different instruments. Nice toy. I had it listed for $14.99 plus the shipping, and someone offered me $11 yesterday, and then turned around and paid for it almost immediately as soon as I accepted the order. So I got a total of $21.50 for it, and that includes the shipping. It is a pound or so in weight, and it will probably cost a little bit to ship it because of that, but I'm still going to make good money off of it. Again, I think I paid $14 for my bin completely, and I just got $11 for this one. So, and like I said, we've long since got our money back. So, very happy with that. This is one of my husband's finds. He likes to pick up VHS tapes, and sometimes he picks them up and we don't make anything on them. But this is one of those. I've been sitting on it for a little while. My husband paid 45 cents for it. It's still brand new and sealed. Has the original stickers on it from the store. It actually has this Win a Vacation for 4 on Disney Cruise Line. And it looks like the date, it says entry must be postmarked by 12/31/98 for receipt by 1/7/99. So this is probably from 97 or 98. And like I said, it's still sealed, still has the original stickers, even the security thing on the back of it says that somebody tried to carry it out of the store. So it's pretty neat. We paid 45 cents for it. It sold this morning. This was my last order that came in. So for $8.09, I think I had a special on it, and it probably sold through promoted listings, to be very honest. $8.09 plus the shipping. So I got a total of $14.74. It will be shipped media mail. So it would only cost me a couple dollars to actually ship it. Again, I'll make a couple dollars on my shipping and the money we made on the video. So that's awesome. Sold another one of these Kobe clips. We still have 3 here in the house. We've sold the rest of these. I sold, I think, 5 of them last week to the same person. And then listed 3 more that had just come in from Amazon. So I'm very happy with these. They're selling for $14.99. They only cost like $2.77 to ship. We paid $2.99 for them. So, probably end up making like $6 or so on it after all my fees. And I'm not really doing that exact math there, but I'm happy with that. So that worked. these, and I'm not going to pull them out of the bag, but you can recognize these are Mario and Luigi toys. These are the ones that I believe they came from McDonald's, actually. It was a McDonald's thing one year. And it's all of them. It's Donkey Kong. I don't know what this little dude is. I want to say it's Bowser, but I'm not positive. He's the little turtle with the spikes on his shell. Donkey Kong. It's got the princess, Mario, and Luigi. And these are actually toys that I've turned into ornaments. The last couple years, I've sold quite a few of these. I backed off this year and didn't really put up any new ones. But I grouped a lot of these together where I had them listed. Originally, I had them listed one toy at a time, and I was selling them for like $8.99 per ornament. But this year, I was like, I really need to move these, need to get them out of here, and looking to scale up. I don't want to spend time shipping. What is this? Five different ornaments when I can ship one package and be done with it and make a lump sum of money. So I have grouped them all together. And of course that meant decreasing my price a little bit, but I literally only have pennies in the toy and in the little ornament hook eye that I put on there. So I listed this at $16.99 plus shipping. So I got a total of $21.35 on my shipping. This will go first class. So it'll probably be like $3.50 to ship. So I'm still going to end up making about $15 on these, which is a nice little profit for me. I mean, they really, when I would sit and do these and put the little hooks in them and use a drill gun, it was just kind of a fun little thing that I did, sitting and watching TV. I just separated toys into groupings, sat and drilled a little hole, screwed this in. Didn't really require a lot of thought, and it was just kind of a fun little toy. So that's a nice profit off that. And the last two items I have are actually my game items, and I pretty much have been selling at least one game item every day lately, and that's because I've been so active on eBay. So I'm very happy with that. As far as, sticking with my routines and things, just so that I'm upfront with everyone about this, I have went in and kind of restructured some of my listings where I was selling one item for $4.99 or $5.99, which I would have made like 50 cents on that. I have done a lot of grouping stuff together into lots to sell so that I, have making a bigger profit off of one listing. I'm spending less time. But the one thing that I have not really messed with is my tokens. And I've pretty much left them the same because they really do sell. Sometimes it is a long tail and it takes a little while. But y'all go lay down. Go lay down. It does take a little while, but it's worth it because they take up so little room. And I really have sold quite a few. I sold game boards and things lately, and I'm making pretty good money on most of them that I'm listing. Now, I do have an entire box of Seen It game boards that I've been considering selling in a lot that I do currently have listed separately. So I probably have about 200 game listings sitting in my store that I may be switching out and lotting them up or doing whatever I need to do to actually get, move some of that stuff and change the way that I'm doing business. But as far as my tokens and the DVDs, the game DVDs seem to do really well. So I will probably continue to sell those things the way that I have them. And like I said, I still sell, it's some of the stuff is just odd that you sell and you're like, why would somebody pay that for that? That's just crazy. And then other things, it's like, okay, well, they lost a token, so they're paying for a token. That makes sense, especially if it's their favorite game. So anyways, this morning, this is, and I'm going to take these out so you can actually see it. It's hard to see through the plastic, I know. These are plastic tokens, and they're from the Star Trek Seen It. So if you can see that, and they're plastic. These are not even metal tokens, but I put them all together with all of the tokens, and there are 4 of those, I believe, 4, and then there's the two Seen It die. And if you know, Seen It has the large 6-sided die, but then they also have the 8-sided die. I believe this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's 8-sided. They're 8-sided die, which has their little symbols for their categories and stuff on it. So, and a lot of times the Seen It dies actually do sell, and I do, but again, it's very slow moving. So I usually pair them with a token if the tokens aren't really going to make me a whole lot of money, and sell them together. So for this particular item, I actually got $9.99 for this. And then the same person that bought these actually bought a Monopoly token. And a lot of my Monopoly tokens, especially the ones made before probably 2000, I do sell separately. And some of the newer ones too. But this is actually a money bag from the 1999. Let's see if you can see it down here against my red shirt. There you go. I anyways, it's called money bags, and it's actually like a money bag. It's like a drawstring bag, has a money symbol on it, and it's supposed to look like it has money coming out the top of it. And it's from a 1999 Monopoly. I sold it for $9.99. So the same person bought both of these. They paid $18.98. It will go in the same bag. It only weighs a few ounces. So it will probably not cost me more than $3 to ship it. I made $18.98. That's definitely a win for me. So, hey, lay down. Stop it. So that is it for today, guys. Let me see. I don't think there's anything else. Don't think I missed anything. Nope, that's it. It's not a huge profit, but like I said, it all adds up over the course of the day. I've been probably making on average probably $20 in sales a day before I really started pushing my routines. Now I'm approaching $50 a day. I did for the month of October, all by myself with my eBay and no other. This doesn't include my husband's eBay, doesn't include our Amazon orders. I actually hit almost, I was like $6 shy of hitting there, shaking everything again, $6 shy of hitting $1,200 for the month of October. And that's a huge feat for me. I have hit $1,000 before. Like 1 month last year, I think there was a month in like 2015 where I hit 1,000, but I've never actually like went way over that. It was only like, 1,005 or 1,015, and it was just sporadic because I had listed a lot that particular month and I had some good items, but it was not the, I don't know, the hard earned that I did this month where I just really worked really hard. I've replaced tons and tons of pictures with my mom's help. Made sure that the quality of my pictures were good. I'm very happy with the way my eBay's looking these days. I've reorganized things. I have really processed a ton of my death pile. Now, I mean, I did say in one of my videos, I do have a rather large death pile going behind me, but as I said in that last video, besides this pack of games sitting right here in the stack, this wrist that I don't mess with, in a box that's down there, that's games, and a few odds and ends that may be on that pile, the 90% of it, like this bin right here and this box right here, and I don't know, I think there's another one down here that's like, all that stuff actually came from my husband's pile. So I actually cleared my table about 2 weeks ago where I only had just a couple things sitting on top of it and the box underneath. And I turned around and basically went through my husband's stuff and pulled stuff from his pile and filled my table back up again so that I would have things to list, because we're trying not to go out and spend a ton of money in stores right now. We're trying to get through this pile. Now, we did do a trip out last week, and I think I said that in my video, in one of my recent videos, and we did buy a good bit of stuff. I came home with a whole bunch of Boyd's Bears, a few more games that we went through, but I have already processed all of that. I've already processed everything that came in our bulk.com order. So not only am I processing through my death pile, but I'm also working very hard to set up good routines so that the pile never grows back again. So that if it comes into the house, it will be processed within a day or two, and I'm not going to allow that stuff to just sit there. And I'm also changing what I'm buying. So when I bought the Boyd's Bears, I did a lot of research into them and made sure that what I was buying was good, because I didn't want to come home and sell an item that I was only going to make $5 on. I wanted to make sure that my profit on those items were going to be $10, $15. So pretty much all of those that I bought, we paid $1.98 or $2.98 for, depending on which bear it was and how big it was. And I have listed them at $19.99 plus shipping. But all of them have sold on eBay within the last few months from anywhere between $25 and $45. And I listed them all at $19.99 with the hopes that I'll move them a little faster. It will be, you know, somebody that maybe like, oh, wow, she has several bears. Maybe I'll buy these from her. It's such a good price. And I'll be able to move them and make my money back. So good profit, move them quickly. Definitely already have some that have watchers. And usually that's a pretty good sign that something's going to move. So we'll see how that goes. They've only been listed. They've not even been really listed a week because I listed most of them on like Saturday or Sunday while we were in Florida. So, you know, it's only been a few days. So I'm not even, you know, stressing over it. But at any rate, so like I said, I'm really setting in place those systems so that the business does not start to overwhelm me and so that we can get rid of the clutter that's in our house, because I think that's another issue. It just tends to, I don't know, it's just not good for you. I know if you watch any of Prof Sales videos, it's something that he actually has talked about. And the funny thing is that in the video where he talks about death piles, he's actually talking about my husband in that video, because we met him when we did the Carolina, well, I had met him before, but I've done the Carolina reseller meetup twice, and my husband did it with me the last time. And my husband specifically talked to him about his death pile. And then Jason actually did a video on it and talked about it, that if you have more than 10% of unlisted things sitting there, you should not be buying, and you need to really get in the habit of trying to deal with that. And he talked about that it really does, it can cause depression, it can cause shame, because you've got these things sitting here and you're spending money. And I do think that my husband is probably kind of falling prey to that, because I've kind of given him a hard time about it, that, you know, he's not listing, and he keeps telling me, oh, well, I bought this really great thing and it's going to make me this much money. Well, it's not going to make you that much money if you don't list it. So that's where we're at. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just trying to be, you know, straightforward with everybody and say, hey, this is where I'm at, updating you on my goals, continuing right along. I do have this trip coming up next week. Not sure if I'm going to do the sold videos every day, but I will try. If my sales continue the way they have the last few days, and I will try and do a video every day. Probably won't be as long as this one. But regardless, I'm going to continue to try and set myself up for the next trip. We have about 10 days before we go to Florida again, and this time it's all three of us. Still not sure about how I'm going to handle that vacation, because we will be gone for about 8 days and this time, and I won't have my husband or my son here to pack my orders. So I'm trying to decide whether I want to try and bring in my mom or my other daughter, who will still be here in town and staying here at the house, if she would like to maybe pack my orders for me and me pay her. So haven't quite got that far yet, but regardless, I am going to continue to list. So in the next 10 days, one of the things that I want to do is to really build up my drafts and continue to list daily. So it's going to be hard. It means twice the work, but I'm going to try and build up my drafts and take a bunch of pictures, so that when I go to Florida, my goal will be to at least be able to list 5 items each day while we're there. The other thing is that I know my husband and I will probably get up and go thrift shopping a few days, just because we're in a new city. It's nice to go somewhere else and do some shopping. There's a great Goodwill with the bins right around the corner from my daughter's house. So we'll probably be doing some shopping while we are there, and I am going to try and actually go ahead and process those items, take pictures while we're there, and list those items as well. So I'm hoping, if everything works the way that it is, that there will be no slowdown in my eBay, and especially this close to Christmas, I'm a little nervous that if I put my store on vacation for the 8 days or change my handling, that it may really hurt me in the long run, and especially a month before Christmas. So I really, really don't want to do that. I want to keep the momentum that I have going right now. So we'll see what I decide about that. So that is it for today. I would love to get some questions from anybody that's wondering what's going on around here. Still working on my merch by Amazon. I have one design up on there. I've been watching videos and trying to figure out how I want to handle, putting up new designs, how to do that correctly. I want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. I don't want to risk my Amazon merch account by putting up the wrong thing. So I'm just taking my time with that. The one shirt design that I did put up was actually a photograph that we took of the beach, and that's all it is. It's just a t-shirt with a photograph of the beach on it. Doesn't say anything. And I just uploaded that one design just so I would have something up there to hold my account. And currently they're telling me I can only put up one item per day. And I think what they did was they decreased the amount that you could do if you haven't sold anything. And so originally I was allowed to upload 2 a day, but because I haven't sold anything and because we're coming up on the Christmas season, they're only allowing you to upload 1. So that's fine. I'm not really, overly concerned. I'm doing my research, like I've said, have a couple different design ideas in my head that I'd like to get up, but I'm just taking my time on it. So I want to do it right. So that's it. That's my life. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're staying warm. I know we already had snow in the country. And if you're not around here, then, I hope you're well across the water. Like I said, like, subscribe, send me a comment, ask me a question. I would love to get a little bit more activity going on my YouTube. Going to get all these videos all uploaded this morning so that you guys can see all of them, that I have actually been doing something. And y'all have a nice day.